All right, we are back in the booth. And what we're going to do today is we're going to do this XRK 75. And we're going to do it in some candy colors. And I'm going to show you a little trick that you can use with Dark Track Brown. There's actually a couple of ways you can do it. I love the Dark Track Brown. It's a great color. It's got the thing with the Dark Track Brown is it has a little bit of a red tint to it. And you can eliminate that red tint and come up with a different color there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can change the base, whatever you're going to spray it over. You know, I could spray the silver, I could spray gold, I could spray metallic, I could spray a type of green. That's what's going to nullify the red. Green nullifies red. So what I've done here today is, because I don't want to use the red, I want more of a kind of a chocolatey, dark root beer type color, but I want to get it using the Candy 2.0. So what I've actually done first with the base coat is I use the Autoborn Sealer 6013, but I put one drop of the Wicked Phthalo Green in it, and it gave it a little bit of a green tint. So what we're going to do now, I've let it dry, and I'm going to use a stencil from Lure Build. We're going to do a crawl pattern on this XRK 75. I'm going to take this and slide this out of the way right now. We've cut our pressure down. I'm going to grab my gun. If I can keep my dog in the background from drinking water for 5 seconds. We're going to put the pressure on about 15. We're going to load a little bit of black into the gun. This is a good tip to learn, especially about the Candy 2.0s, is actually changing your base or tinting it with another Candy 2.0 to get the color that you're trying to achieve. It's kind of a really cool technique. So what we're going to do is we're going to line this stencil up. And I'm just going to lightly spray over it, make sure I got it lined up the way I want it. On these type stencils, I found you have to kind of lean it to the front. And there you go. And what we'll do is we'll let that dry. We'll go ahead and hit this eye. And then we'll come back and hit whatever detail I'm going to go in with. Just be careful when you put a stencil on. Make sure that you've dried it off. I just wiped it off, so I think I'm going to be good. I don't really want it super jet black. I want it to be seen, but I don't want it to be terribly just dark. I think that kind of takes away from the bait. Okay, let's get that one a little bit more. Had it a little bit low. Okay, I'll hit this eye. And we'll go ahead and put it back in our holder. And you'll be able to see it a little bit better. And I'm going to put some modeling on it. I'll have to stick it in from the rear. The side is a little bit light. That's all right, because I'm going to put some candy over that. So I've got the Anarchy Creature Feature model, the very small one. Got a little dry tip. Turn it up. We're gonna put a little bit here on the face. I just did a video today on cleaning off your stencils, and this is exactly why, because you could line this up and just run down your shell patterns. It's kind of faint. We'll flip it over. I'm using my Craw PS771 with a 0.18 needle. I'm going to go ahead and hit some of the top. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and clean this out. This little stencil, I'm going to tell you what I love about these stencils from Lure Build. You can actually just hold, it's small enough where you can just hold it with your hand, where it's not so big and bulky that you can't put it on the bait. It's a great product, so go check that out at Lure Build. We'll let this dry for a second. I'm going to go ahead and take and clean the gun out. I mean, tinting the auto-borne sealer has made this bait a little bit dark, but I think it'll come on through when I start spraying the candies on it. I've already pre-mixed them, and I'll go over how I did this to take the red out of the Dirt Track Brown. Don't get me wrong, the Dirt Track Brown is a great color just like it is, but I'm just wanting something just a little bit different. I actually got a picture. Here is actually the auto-borne sealer with a little bit of phthalo green in it, just one drop. And you can see it gives it a totally different look. So I've already mixed up some Grabber Orange and some UVLS Clear with a little bit of 4011. And we're going to go ahead and use it first. And what I'm going to do with it is I'm just going to kind of outline my crawl shell with it. See, the thing is that to get sharp at this and come up with a few different, they don't have a chocolate or a dark root beer candy 2.0, so you kind of got to play with it to come up with some of your own colors. And that's all I've done here with that. So we're going to just follow this crawl line. Let's spray this out just a little bit. And we're going to go to the inside, and I'm just going to go up just to give it that orange appearance, just on the shell. I'm on light pressure. I'm going to make the total face on this orange. Okay. We're going to run over it one more time with just the orange. Okay. So I'm going to pour that back in here because I've made way too much. And I'm going to clean that out. I'm going to let it dry. You really don't want to start layering the Candy 2.0 without it drying. You want each layer to be dry before you spray the next one on it. And I really don't like to heat set the Candy 2.0. I've just had better results not doing it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I've done with the Dirt Track Brown. I've taken the Dirt Track Brown and I've done it 1-to-1 with the Emerald Candy 2.0. And when you do that, the green actually nullifies the red. So I've got it mixed here, and it is a really cool looking kind of a chocolatey dark root beer color. But that's how you can take the red out of it. I mean, there's certain times I want to leave it in because I love the way the original color looks. But you can also do some different things too. Like if I would have taken this bait and painted the top of it gold, I could have painted the top metallic charcoal. You can change the color just by doing that. But I want it to be transparent, and I wanted something just a little bit different. This bait is going to be mine. And I kind of like that chocolate and orange. So I'm just going to put a layer on the top. And I'm going to have to build it up. And see, now you can start seeing the stencil work I did with it. Okay, so now I'm gonna put a little bit here on the face. The candies are gonna do a lot better off of a silver base. I'm gonna use some really bright orange eyes on this. So I kind of want the face really kind of a chocolate looking color. And that's exactly what I'm getting. So if you're familiar with using the regular Dirt Track Brown, you're going to see the big difference in color that this is just by adding a little bit of emerald green to it and letting it bleed down the side to kind of hit in with that orange. Okay. We're going to let that dry just for a second. But it really does. It gives it a very cool chocolatey dark root beer color to go with that orange, and it's going to be a killer bait. By just doing that, just by taking your UVLS, going 1-to-1 with the Dirt Track Brown and the Emerald Green, and it just takes that red tone out of it. Really is a very cool looking bait. I'm gonna add a little bit of brown here. I mean, if you've never used the Dirt Track Brown, it is a great color. It is a really good color. And I think that's all I'm going to need. It is very, very dark, chocolatey root beer. It's such a dark, dark brown. But there's so many ways that you can change some of these paints to get the exact color that you're looking for. And that is just a very, very cool color. I didn't put the base on super, super heavy, so it kind of has kind of a ghost type appearance on it. And I kind of like that too. But the brown and orange in the spring is going to be a very good spawn killer, pre-spawn too. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of black, and I'm going to take a stencil from Louisville. I'm going to do the bottom of this just for fun, just to get it on there while this is drying. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of black back in the gun. And I'm going to show you this stencil. This is a very nice stencil. I haven't had these too long, but they're from Louisville Fishing, and they're little small Craw stencils, and they're very nice, outstanding stencils. I've used them quite a bit, but they've got the bellies on them, and kind of a neat all-in-one stencil. So we're going to put that back in the gun. Clean off my needle. And what we're going to do is we're just going to lay it up on here. This is a skinny bait anyway, so it's not gonna stay on a lot of it. Oop. And you can see it left the lines on it perfect. And what I'll do is I'll chase that with some candies. Yeah, that chocolate, I'm gonna tell you, that is a cool color. So if you haven't tried that yet, definitely go try the Dirt Track Brown and the Emerald Green to take the red out and just to get you a different, unique color. Very, very neat. I think what I'm gonna do is put some orange on that belly. Then we can put a little bit of that brown on it. But that is a very cool looking bait. So we'll take a little bit more of this orange. And the reason I pre-set it up is, if you've watched my videos in the past, you kind of want to mix them and let them sit for at least 15 minutes. So I did it before we did the video so they could just kind of bond. And that really helps the paints too. It really gives you a better end result. So we got the orange back in the gun, and we're just going to run over these lines. Just to give it an orange tint at the bottom. Okay. Put that back in here. Clean the gun out, and we'll put some eyes in it, and then we'll go back over everything that we've done. The eyes that I'm going to use are actually a solid chrome orange eye from Barlow's. It's a 6mm. These eyes in this bait are just a tad bit bigger than that, but I want to use these eyes. I think it's just going to make it stand out. Let me set this gun up. And we're going to grab my X-Acto knife, and we're going to get some of these eyes out. Because like I said, the regular Dirt Track Brown is a fantastic color. I just wanted one that didn't have the red tint in it. These are 6mm eyes, and these are really about a 7 that go in this, but when I put my epoxy on, I'll fill it up. I just wanted it, this is the exact colors that I wanted. So it's got orange eyes. It's got the chocolate top with the model. You can see through it because it's still a candy. It's still super transparent. So when it gets done drying and I put my top coat on, you're going to be able to see through it. It's going to look kind of fiery looking, but it really has a cool look. So we're going to go back over what we did. What I did first, I used the Autoborn Sealer Silver 6013, and I put 1 drop of Wicked Phthalo Green in the Autoborn Sealer. It gave the sealer just enough green tint to it to help me accomplish the other stuff I wanted to do with the Candy 2.0 Dirt Track Brown. So we did that. We used a stencil from Lure Build. You can get these at lurebuild.com. Very easy to use. You can just put it in your hand and it fits the baits perfectly. It has them in different sizes. It really is a cool little stencil. We took the black carbon and we did the stencil work with that. we ended up using the creature feature model from Anarchy Models on all the shells that we have. It's very faint, but it's going to pop when I get the epoxy on it. So then we came back. We had pre-mixed Grabber 2.0 orange with UVLS 4050 with a little bit of 4011 in it. Let it sit for 15 minutes. We just outlined the shells with it just to give it some color. Just like I said, it's transparent so you can see through it. Then we took the game changer of really what I did the video for was how to tint Candy 2.0 paint. And you can do it with the other ones also. You're just going to have to play with it. But just remember, when you take a green, it nullifies the red out of that dirt track brown. Because it's kind of a red-brown. It's a cool color, too. I use it a lot on Craws. But this one, I kind of wanted more of a dark root beer, kind of a chocolate color. And that's exactly what I got. I did it 1-to-1 emerald to the dirt track brown with UVLS and a little bit of 4011. And it gives you that really cool dark root beer chocolate color that I was looking for. I took the Louisville fishing stencil, the bottom. I did the bottom of the Craw with it. Just ran the lines on it. Kind of just gives it a little bit better look. I covered it back up with a little bit of Grabber 2.0, Candy 2.0, Grabber orange. And what I'll do off camera is I'm going to put one last coat of UVLS over this, let it dry, and then I'll do my top coat over it. I hope everybody liked the video. Tinting candies is really a fun thing to do. I love working with the candies. It really is a game changer with the baits. So hit the like button, subscribe. I really, like I said, I think I have about 45% of my views are actually from subscribers. The rest are from unsubscribed. So please support the channel and subscribe to it. Hit the like button, leave your comments, hit the bell notification so you know when I have upcoming videos. Like I always say, I'll catch you next time. Thanks.